Aristotle was a Greek philosopher and polymath, born way back in BC, yet we still quote his advice to this day. His wisdom has exerted a unique influence on almost every form of knowledge in the West. Point is, we can readily deem him a wise, proven, and trusted expert, right? Well, in the late 1500s, everyone believed Aristotle's claim that heavy objects fell faster than light ones. That is, all but one skeptic, a who the hell are you kind of dude named Galileo. Instead of just swallowing this truth, Galileo decided to test Aristotle's claim instead. To do that, Galileo dropped two balls of differing weights from the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And guess what? They both hit the ground at the same time. Was Galileo given a Nobel Prize for his new scientific truth? Nope. For challenging Aristotle's authority, Galileo was fired from his job. Apparently, authorities don't like their truths being questioned, and most certainly proven wrong. But for his place in history, Galileo taught us that we shouldn't just blindly believe what experts tell us. Skepticism is healthy. When Carl Sagan introduced his baloney detection kit, he asked, who is more humble? The scientist who looks at the universe with an open mind and accepts whatever the universe has to teach us? Or somebody who says everything in this book must be considered the literal truth, and never mind the fallibility of all the human beings involved? Our history is filled with facts proclaimed by esteemed experts, saints, and gurus that are now known to be downright silly, if not dangerous. Australian neurologist and the father of modern psychology, Sigmund Freud, promoted cocaine as a wonder drug, and it was sold openly on the market as a cure-all. Freud wrote to his wife about the miracle drug saying, quote, I take very small doses of it regularly against depression and against indigestion, and with the most brilliant of success, end quote. Other diseases it was told it could treat included tuberculosis and asthma. Reminds me of a joke Roger Dangerfield used to say. He said, I don't like cocaine, I just like the way it smells. Back only 55 years ago, a Dr. Walter Freeman would cure you of all your depression and anxiety by jamming an ice pick into your eye socket and scraping it sideways to sever the emotional areas from the rest of the brain. More than 100,000 of those lobotomy procedures were performed. Also, in the 20th century, radioactivity was promoted as good for you. Thinking radiation was natural in water, radioactive drinks were marketed to the public. Eben Byers, a well-known industrialist, claimed to drink 3 bottles a day until his jaw literally fell off his face. Reminds me of the vitamin or the smart waters of today. How dumb do you have to be to believe that? And back in the 18th century, doctors regularly performed tobacco smoke enemas to treat a whole range of conditions, including headaches, stomach cramps, and even death. This is literally where the term blowing smoke up your ass comes from. And that's what this Darren Daily is all about, preventing you from anyone being able to blow smoke up your ass any longer. I'm here to tell you, it's good to be a skeptic. Without skeptics, we would still be stuck in the Stone Age. It is only because we had people who refused to believe what they were told. It is only because some people didn't simply accept the current knowledge and methods of doing things that we've achieved all the progress that we have today. Now, let me clarify. Being a skeptic is not being a cynic. Nobody likes a cynic. A cynic you do not want to be. Let me explain the difference between the two. A cynic distrusts most all information they see or hear, most especially when it challenges their own crazy-headed belief system. Facts or contrary evidence do not matter to a cynic. They are inflexible in their thinking, intolerant of other people's ideas, and generally all around pains in the arse to be around. Skepticism, on the other hand, is a key part of critical thinking, a key essential in education. The term skeptic is derived from the Greek skeptikos, meaning to inquire or to look around. Skeptics inquire and look around at everything objectively, with a rational, critical thinking, open mind, and objective mind. They consider everything and will require evidence before simply just accepting someone's claims as true. In other words, they think for themselves. Here's what cracks me up the most. People who are skeptical about mainstream media, fake news, or the political swamp, but then believe the wackiest of conspiracy theories or religious ideologies. You will find in life that most things aren't truths. They are beliefs and opinions. There are your truths and there are my truths, which means that they aren't truths at all. They are simply beliefs and opinions and should be held and stated as such. You see, I am agnostic about most things. The older I get, the wiser I become, and the more I know for sure that I don't know for sure about most anything. And here's the key point. I am completely comfortable with that. And this is what most people can't deal with, and why most people are so susceptible to believing BS. The mind is incredibly averse and uncertain to ambiguity. When we don't know something, we will accept most anything. We prefer to having an answer, almost any answer, and as quickly as possible, than to sit in ambiguity, to confront the uncertainty, admit that we don't know, or to deal with having to discover the actual truth on our own. To those who cannot handle uncertainty, the world will beat a path to your mind to give it to you. And with that new certainty installed, your confirmation bias will kick in and you will look for and only see and only hear that which supports and entrenches that maybe crazy certainty even further. Instead, I recommend that you be a skeptic. Become comfortable being uncertain. There are very few certainties in life. Most everything is gray. It's not black and it's not white. Be open to changing your mind. I change my mind all the time. Changing your mind is wise. It is smart. It is intelligent. It shows that you are growing and evolving. Being rigid and dogmatic, that is what's dumb. People who get stuck with what they believe stop learning. They stop evolving. They stop growing. And they are the most susceptible to BS, to commercial messages, to TV news, to campaign ads, to liars and cheats and demagogues who prey on those who need the quick, easy, simple, straightforward answer. Voltaire warned us about this 250 years ago. Quote, "Those who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities." And we've seen that in recent history. See everything as just interesting data, as a curiosity, not as a fact. Einstein said, the most important thing is to not stop questioning. My mentor, Jim Rohn, taught me, don't be anybody's disciple. Seek everybody's ideas and input, but then let your decision be a product of your own mind and your own conclusion. And finally, don't let skepticism or not knowing paralyze you. Step forward anyway. Allow yourself to figure it out along the way. Remain flexible, see what shows up, then make new decisions as new information arises. Just wander out into the gray, the vast known unknown. Because here's the big tip, here's the big secret. It's all gray anyway. So tell us, what struck you about today's mentor session? Share your thoughts and insights in the comments below and pay your membership fee. No, it's not a monthly charge. No, it's not a collection basket or Patreon donation. It is you helping spread the better everyday movement here on Darren Daily. If you found value in today's session, post, tweet, email, share it widely with others, and I thank you in advance.